even within that Trump orbit, to focus and cede control and power to one man, to sit over top of it all. I'd like to play Elon Musk defending Doge's having access to your Social Security information. Yours.
As it is, there are tens of thousands of federal employees that have access to, already to the system. Anyone from Doge has to go through the same vetting process that those federal employees went through. So there's not like some unvetted, random situation.
Okay, I'll say it. He's full of crap. Because everything he just said is a lie, because it is random. It is not vetted. You're not vetting the 19-year-old who's sitting atop of this system right now, making these decisions. And all those, tens of thousands of federal employees that have access already to the system. Dude, seriously? But even if they did, if that number were a real number, they were vetted. They filled out all the federal paperwork. The FBI checked their background. You just don't randomly give access to the system to just somebody because they have a federal ID. That's the problem.
There's no vetting. I mean,
thank you.
When we get into court, often the lawyers from the Department of Justice can't answer the questions about what Doge is doing. By the way, that's why we're having to go to discovery, because they can't answer a lot of the questions about what's happening. You've seen the Social Security Administrator resign, the acting administrator resign as to what's going on. We have a case on that. You'll be hearing more from us next week on that. And so I think that this is just, it's patently false. And the question I do think is, where are the people? Where are the people putting country over party? And who decided that it was acceptable in this country and acceptable for so many people across the country to have their futures in the hands of Elon Musk, who clearly doesn't care about the American people's well-being? The stuff at NOAA, I mean, you guys were, I think, talking about that earlier, but are we going to have information about major weather disasters anymore? I mean, this is not hypothetical. It's not academic. There's an article in the New York Times saying that they planned this over a dinner party in Silicon Valley. I mean, this is not something for dinner party conversation. This is about real people's lives, and it's really high time for folks to. It's a 5-alarm fire.
I want to talk about one of the layers of oversight here, and that is Hampton Dellinger, head of the Office of Special Counsel, which, as you know, has a lot of different functions. One of their functions is to protect whistleblowers and to protect folks who want to come forward and do the right thing. Trump administration fires Dellinger. You got 2 different sets of judges that say they put a freeze on that. The freeze goes to today on that firing. So can you both bring us up to speed on the status of employment, and also what happens if that person who's supposed to protect government employees who are whistleblowers suddenly is replaced with a Trump loyalist?
Well, right now, the courts have held, there's orders in place to keep him in the position as it should be. It's high stakes. We filed a complaint before the Office of Special Counsel. It concluded that the probationary employees had been, fired in violation of the law, and has asked for an investigation and issued an important finding there. And so there's a lot at stake for not just federal employees, but for people across the country. When you have watchdogs and positions like this Office of Special Counsel really in the balance, seeking to be politicized, there is just a lot at stake. So we're, working both before the Office of Special Counsel, before this board called the Merit Systems Protection Board, which is the other board that is where Trump has also tried to fire Kathy Harris on that board, to both protect federal employees, but really to protect the American people, because of what these employees do. This is not, again, it's not hypothetical. We want to know when there's a natural disaster coming to our communities. We want to know how we can access the Meals on Wheels, situation that you need to access in a rural community in the middle of Virginia, right? We want to know about these things, and that's what federal employees do and deliver every single day. And so it's very high stakes.
God bless. Harriman, Ankush Kadori, so good to see you. Thank you both so much for being with us.